Hypo what? Hypopressives broken down. Hi, welcome back to our mini-series. This is Justine Calderwood. I'm a certified birth healing practitioner and a pelvic floor specialist, and we're talking all about hypopressives or low pressure fitness. Let me just recap from our first video. Who are we talking to? Who can benefit from doing hypopressive exercise? Remember, it's a whole body form of exercise that really starts with the core. Who can benefit? Well, if you want a slimmer waist or you want more toned abs, you can definitely benefit. If you want a stronger core and pelvic floor, you can benefit. If you want to work out, but you're not sure where to start or what to do, that you can also benefit. If you are rehabbing, you've had a baby and you want to rehab your body after your baby or between babies, you could benefit. And if you are experiencing some kind of pain in your back or SI joint, especially, or hips, or also dealing with some postpartum concerns like prolapse, diastasis, or incontinence, you can benefit from hypopressives. Today, we're going to break down a typical low pressure fitness routine. I want to give you some overview information, and then we're going to show you what does it look like so that you get a much better idea if this could be something that you want to learn. So overview things. We want to start with the breath. Low pressure fitness really focuses in on diaphragmatic breathing. We don't want to breathe with the chest or the belly. We really want to breathe with the diaphragm and the rib cage. That's the hallmark of this type of training. We want to work on diaphragmatic breathing and getting movement through the rib cage, and that's where we build the whole style of training. We also do it as a sequence. It's got some of its roots built in yoga through the breath that I will teach you. It's really meant to be a sequence of poses. The poses are named for Greek and Roman goddesses, so they're really fun when you learn the names of them. And then there are certain transitions between each pose, so it's really meant to keep the body active throughout a typical 30 to 60 minute routine. There are different levels of low pressure fitness. Level 1 is for beginners. Then we also have levels 2 and 3, and that helps to challenge the core and the pelvic floor more, but even the whole body. The goals and benefits of low pressure fitness: we're going to increase strength, of course. We want to get stronger. It helps with flexibility. You're going to feel like you're more mobile because of the myofascial release that happens during the exercise. It also can help with posture and awareness. It helps with balance because it's very technical and slow and precise. It's going to help you with your balance, so you're going to feel safer. And it's going to help with respiratory or lung capacity. You're going to be able to breathe a little easier. And also it gets a neurodynamic opening. So it helps with the nervous system and the nerves to feel, again, a little more mobile. So as I mentioned, low pressure fitness routines are typically 30 to 60 minutes, depending on how long you want to work out. We start with a warm up, then we go into the poses and the sequence that we have with that. And then also we finish with some stretching and kind of a cool down. We go nice and slow. It's very precise and technical. There's really actually little to no equipment that's needed for low pressure fitness. I'm going to go over some of the equipment that I keep handy. Some of this is optional and also depends on the level that you're using. You need very little space to do a low pressure fitness routine. So it's great if you want to work out at home, for instance, or if you're traveling, or it could be done at the gym as well. Let me go over now just some of the equipment that we use with low pressure fitness. I like to use this little inflatable ball for some myofascial release to get things stretched out a little bit and moving better. A massage ball like this or even a tennis ball works out really well. They just have different firmness. A TheraBand, I like the flat kind like this, and this can be used in the beginning to really help you with the diaphragmatic breathing, but it can also be used in higher level training for some strength and resistance training. I like to have a yoga block that again can be used for different reasons in low pressure fitness. When we start out, it can be used to support the body, and then with higher level training we can actually use the block for some resistance, and again, sometimes we need it for support. And then just a good old bath towel can be really helpful as well. Okay, now we're going to break down the low pressure fitness routine, and we're going to first start with warming up and preparing the diaphragm and rib cage to get the mobility it needs. So I just have a bath towel here that I've just rolled up, and I'm going to lie down on my back, and I'm going to place it right along the bottom of my rib cage. I'm going to lie down face up like this. Okay, so you can see with that how my rib cage starts to open up a little bit from the front, And I'm going to keep my knees bent. But what we can do from here is we can start to breathe in with the diaphragm and allow mobility through the rib cage. So using our hands can be really helpful. Okay, using a inflatable ball or even the massage ball can be used along the rib cage like this to help loosen up those muscles that might be tight and limiting your ability to open up the rib cage and get the diaphragm to move. So just doing a little bit of massage here. It doesn't take much, but I'm just rolling the ball along the border of my rib cage all the way down. The ball can be used to roll up and down. Also, you can feel in and see where are you tight, checking one side versus the other. And when you find some tightness, you can even just place the ball right in there and very gently press in. Be very careful because there are organs underneath your rib cage here, so we want to respect your body and not be too aggressive. So you can spend a little bit of time like that, using the ball, sinking down in, or gently rolling along. Sometimes we use a softer ball like this, an inflatable ball. If you were to try to do that in the same way, lying down on your back, it's not going to give you a lot. That's why I like a firmer ball for what I just showed you. But this inflatable ball can be used more on your stomach. So if I lie down like this, again, I can make note of where I'm tight along that border of my rib cage, and I can put the ball there and I can lie down on top of it and allow my body to rest over the ball like so. Again, I can practice breathing while I'm here. When we do a myofascial release like that, we want to hold a little bit longer. We want to allow the body to soften. So about a 3-minute hold or even longer is ideal. You can also use just your hands. So you can give yourself a little massage here along the border of the rib cage. Also, while I'm inhaling and exhaling, your skin might get a little red. That's okay. You don't necessarily need any massage oil here. Okay, and I can also use my fingertips, much like I had with the ball, of just sinking down in there and allowing things to soften and let go. And of course, I can work my way all the way down. I would spend more time than what I'm showing you here. Okay, and then you can also, again, using your hands, you can inhale and help the rib cage open up just a little bit and allowing it to come back together, assisting it closed. Like so. I just want you to draw your attention in to the motion here, the mobility through the rib cage, not a lot of mobility through the abdomen, and we want to minimize the mobility through the chest. You can do some movement to warm up as well. So I like to sit and kind of open up this way and just do some breathing. Of course, I'm feeling this all the way around, but I'm focusing right now more on this side, that my right side. When we do low pressure fitness, it's all about the slow breath. So we want the nice, good inhale in. Ideally, breathing in through our nose. Nice, slow exhale out through our mouth. And go to the other side. And with the breath, try to pause at the top of the breath. So as you inhale, pause. And same with the exhale. Pause at the bottom. Good. Some other ways that you can get moving, just good old cat camel, like so. I can couple that with the breath. So as I inhale in, I'm going to lift up, kind of arch a little bit here, warming up through my spine. Exhale, look towards my belly button. Arch on up. You can add a little bit of side bending as well, so I can look over my right shoulder. And then over my left one. Can do some circles around. Again, warming up through the spine and the hips. Remember, low pressure fitness is really meant as a whole body training system. Although we focus on the core and pelvic floor, it's not the only thing that's working. Again, just nice slow breaths. Okay. Another great way to warm up using the TheraBand. I'm not going to use it for strength necessarily. We're going to get a little bit, but it helps us with our alignment. So we can even pull it here. And then what I can do is lengthen and grow through the top of my head. That's a very common thing that we do in low pressure fitness, is always lengthening out. And then what I can do is inhale and just get a little bit of rotation here, warming up my thoracic spine, which is where my ribs are attached to. Another little tip that you can use to help yourself out is put hands along the front of your rib cage, right where your sternum comes down, and you can feel that rib cage opening. Put your fingertips right there. And as you inhale, you can open up and help to separate this space, get some expansion. And then as you exhale, you can bring it back together. Now I'm breathing all the way around into my rib cage. So although my hands are either here or here, I'm really feeling that mobility all the way around 360 degrees, almost like if I was stuck in a barrel and I can feel the edges of that barrel around me. I want to be expanding out front, back, and to the sides. So it's not just this movement outward. It's also that movement from the front all the way wrapping around to the back. So thanks for being here today. In our next video, we're going to actually find out how to take the next step and to do the abdominal vacuum. So we're going to expand on this rib cage and diaphragmatic breathing. So stay tuned for that. We're going to also go over, how do you know if you're doing it right? The last thing I'm going to say today is, if you want more of this, if you are excited for this style of training and feel like it would be beneficial for you, I invite you to check out our core challenge. It's a simple 5-day challenge that I did on YouTube, and it's 10 to 15 minutes every day for 5 days. You can go at your own pace, but it shows you more in depth on how to be more successful with your breathing, how to work a little bit into this area so that you're not so tight, all of that good stuff. And we actually go over 2 very beginner poses with low pressure fitness during that core challenge. It's completely free, so I invite you to use the link below and check that out. That's all for now. I'll see you next week.